special.
It's passionate. It's heart-wrenching.
If they keep winning, I will have a chance to come back.
It's fanatical.
We've got some people that never miss a practice.
All black and dogs! All black and dogs!
It's Berwick High School football. In a Pennsylvania town you might not think has much to cheer about. Tonight, the conclusion of a season with the Berwick Bulldogs. Dog days, a town and a team.
This is ABC News Nightline. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
Back in late October, we did a program on one of the best high school football teams in the country, which is all the more remarkable in that Berwick, Pennsylvania is a town of only 11,000 people. Berwick has had some rough economic times, and its biggest industry, which flourished during and just after World War II, has effectively closed down. Those are a few of the points I made about Berwick in October. The rest of the program was mostly about the football team and how it has become the focus of the town's pride. Well, since that broadcast, I've heard from the Greater Berwick Chamber of Business and Industry, the Berwick Industrial Development Association, and the Greater Berwick Corporation, whose slogan is Proud Past, Bright Future. They did not appreciate the suggestion that Berwick is effectively dead or dying. It's not, of course, but it is struggling, and privately, many of you told us that. The fact is that your Bulldogs are a tremendous source of civic pride, and to be perfectly honest, they are what brought us to Berwick in the first place. Indeed, we're back tonight to see how they finished out the season. When last we visited, the Bulldogs were 9-0, but their starting quarterback, Dante Pecorelli, had been injured, broken collarbone. This would be, we thought, his last high school football game. It's now December 4th. The Bulldogs are 13-0.
The rain continues to fall here at Lackawanna County Stadium as Berwick and Allentown Central Catholic get set to decide the Eastern Pennsylvania Football Championship.
We're not supposed to be here. The season's supposed to be over. These kids didn't believe that. It's going to be tough to beat us. Whoever does, if they do, they're going to just have to be a much superior football team. Because they're not going to beat us on heart, I'll tell you that. They're not going to beat us on heart.
They are the boys from Berwick, a town legendary for its many football wins in recent years, and its one big loss in years gone by.
Its largest industry is the American Car and Foundry Company, which has operated a railroad car building plant there since 1899. Now, ACF has announced that it must close the Berwick plant. 40% of Berwick's industrial employment is at ACF, representing fully half of the community's total buying power.
When you look at that whole complex, it's kind of really sad, the way it used to be. But we overcame that. Not as, you know, people didn't make the money that they made with ACF, but everybody acclimated.
It's a town small enough so that the mayor is also...
This is Luda Senior High School.
...the head truant officer.
Young people will do some very foolish things, you know, like they were all at Briar Creek Lake just laying out in the sun, and my daughter was one of them. So I pulled up and I got out, took my blanket out, walked over right amongst all of them, and then some of them started looking. I laid my blanket down and I laid on the blanket and I said, I think we might as well all enjoy this afternoon together, you know. And it was kind of funny, you know, until they all got home.
Most everyone knows everyone here. There are few pretensions. The town, like many across America, is struggling. The townspeople survive mostly on minimum wage jobs, like those at the Wise potato chip factory. But they thrive on football.
There's something special about Berwick football. I don't know what it is, but there's something special. All the people are there. I mean, there are people who've had the same seats at these games for 20 years. The children I grew grandchildren or great-grandchildren now are playing. So, you know, it's generation after generation.
Spanning those generations, the team's general manager, the Cat, a water boy on the 1927 team. His only regret?
I would start sooner. I started when I was 7. I should have started when I was 5.
But ask anybody in town why the Berwick Bulldogs are so successful, and you'll hear only one name, Coach George Curry.
So you guys have to think and communicate on that. All right? Make your call.
He and this town are just a perfect fit. I mean, just perfect fit. And I've never met anyone who likes their job as much as George Curry. He absolutely loves it.
Good cut, Jeremy. Attaboy, Stoke.
One year before the season started, he said, yeah, I told the kids that anyone who shows up here at the stadium before I do, the morning of the first practice, I'll run 5 miles. You know, and I said, well, geez, are you in shape to run 5 miles? She said, I won't have to. I said, why is that? He said, well, I'm sleeping over at the field house.
We've had tons of youngsters through this football program got out of this small town. And it's a small blue-collar town. It's you know, the unemployment situation isn't very good, you know, isn't the best. But the employment situation isn't the best. But football's opened doors for them, and I feel great about that.
A starting position at Berwick is not who you know. This is strictly, you know, how well you can do it and how hard you work, and that's, from that standpoint, that's refreshing.
A starting position for number 7 came suddenly after quarterback Dante Pecorelli was injured.
Dave Robbins, the sophomore quarterback, filling in for Pecorelli, did a nice job in that third quarter on Berwick's second possession. Robbins directed a 6-play, 44-yard scoring drive.
Hey, I want to tell you this, man. They sucked it up that second half. They sucked it up in the second half. Now, we had some adversity out there today. Okay, we lost our quarterback, but I'll tell you what, Dave Robbins, you did a heck of a job, young man.
Did it for us today. Did it for us today. Won the game for us. Sophomore won the game for us.
Everybody seemed to know me. I mean, everyone was talking to me. Everyone was asking me questions. And it was kind of weird, really.
Dante was far from the celebration.
He's probably done for the rest of the year. You know, there's no tomorrow, you know, there's no next year for that kid. So we just have to go from here as a team, you know, and...
Rest of the guys will suck it up now.
Just suck it up.
You know, we're go on from here.
I saw him a little while after the game. 3 of the other players had come up to the hospital also to see him. One of them walked in and said, Dan, you're ahead of schedule. You broke this one 2 weeks before you broke the other one last year. And Dan kind of perked right up and said, yes. He said, I'll be back. I'll be back this year.
Me and my mom sat down a lot and talked about it, and, you know, she wasn't sure and I wasn't sure if I was going to play anymore this season. But it's what I want and what she wants, so I think I'm going to do it for her and me, mostly.
My oldest son stopped in the gas station. He was looking at the newspaper and he seen this picture, and then he seen Dan's name on the picture. Well, he couldn't believe it. And I thought, boy, that is really something. You know, it says in this paper, too, that it goes to all the colleges.
Every Bulldog win extends the season. Another week to heal. A chance to win the state championship. A chance to play in one last high school game. The waiting has never been harder.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Charles Schwab and Company.
The whole idea of saving for retirement is to get ahead. But if your IRA has annual fees and mutual fund sales charges, it can set you back from the start. To make all your money work for you, put it into a Schwab no annual fee IRA. You can choose from over 200 no-load mutual funds and pay no sales charges. And this performance guide is yours free when you open an account. So to make all your IRA money work for you,
maybe it's time to come to Schwab.
It's about an hour each way. But somehow in my Taurus, I don't mind.
I've never liked storms. Now I don't really notice them much.
It seems like everything's getting more streamlined. Wish I could say the same for myself.
For so many people, for so many reasons. Ford Taurus, the best-selling car in America.
Sunday on Brinkley, a new defense secretary is named. The first shuffle in the Clinton cabinet. Can we expect more? White House Chief of Staff Mac McClarty, Sunday.
During this holiday season, you'll be bombarded by almost every car company telling you to buy or lease one of their models. Now, during every car commercial you see, regardless of whose, think about this. Many times, Buick offers even better features at realistic, down-to-earth prices. So all we ask is that you add Buick to your shopping list this year and compare their car to a Buick. We think that when you do, you'll really rather have the proven quality and safety of a Buick.
Yeah, do you want something? Hi, may I help you?
Dempsey provides a system that gives you control over the appearance of your employees without worry. We handle every detail. Uniform design, pickup and delivery, cleaning and mending. Call Dempsey Uniform today to transform your professional image.
Next. Ready? The other way, Jay. Jay, hurry up. Go.
If you thought football was the only sport in Berwick, you'd be wrong. But you wouldn't be alone.
Go.
Few realize that the Berwick soccer team is conference champion.
Yeah, football's a four-letter word around here.
Why is that?
I don't know. Everyone puts so much hype on them. We don't get any coverage. It's about time we get some recognition.
It's God. Football's God.
I don't see a lot of animosity. Everybody roots for everybody else.
Is that the politically correct answer or the real answer?
I think for the most part it's true.
The secret of all that hype, Coach Curry calls it the program.
The other way! The other way! Shoot!
Hey! Shot! Forward!
Most boys in Berwick dream of playing for the Bulldogs.
You're awesome! Good. They win all the time.
I have 207 youngsters in uniform from 8th grade to 12th grade. And heck, we only graduate 170. You know, we're not a big school, but we get over 200 kids out every year. And that doesn't count our youth programs. I mean, it's a program. They got a good football team. Let's forget everything else except this fact.
He makes the kids respect the opponent. Sometimes he may exaggerate a little bit on the opponent's abilities, but he makes them respect the opponent. I caught him, was it last year? They were playing someone that had a very bad record. And I thought, boy, this is going to be a challenge for him this week to say something great about this team. And he came out with something to the effect that there are bad teams and there are poor teams, but this is not a poor, bad team.
When his team makes mistakes, he's not quite as charitable.
Who called that play? Who brought that play in? It's a goddamn split end reverse!
B.J. Hayes, who's a starting cornerback, was injured earlier this season. So it was his first full week of practice, and B.J. did something wrong. And George jumped all over his case. And so he just kicks him out of the lineup for the moment. And B.J.'s over on the sidelines, and he's standing next to John Pruitt, one of the assistant coaches. And he just looks at John and he says, boy, it feels so good to be yelled at again.
It's been 4 weeks since Piccarelli's injury. The Bulldogs are still undefeated. A win against the Shamokin Indians today would make the Bulldogs conference champion. A win today, and Dan will play at least as a receiver. Tensions are high.
I can recall a game some years ago where a fight broke out in the field, and immediately the whole opposing team was out in the field. But there were only 11 Berwick kids out there because George turned and said, stay, and they stayed.
It's great. It's fun.
to see this much enthusiasm over high school football without all the commercialism in college and pros now. Good, healthy football, clean football.
We want to see those doggies win.
This is like a big holiday, Christmas holiday, when families get together. You know, you might argue with somebody all through the rest of the year, but on holidays you're together, and that's just what it seems.
A family where everyone has a role to play, like Dave Garrison.
I'm the siren man. It's a fire truck siren with a 12-volt battery. I carry it 18 years, and I've been carrying it.
Jake Kelchner, a former Berwick quarterback, is now a starting quarterback at West Virginia. And Dave and a couple Berwick people went down to see the game, and Dave smuggled the siren into West Virginia Stadium. And he said, Jake scores a touchdown, and he gets the siren going, and he said Jake kind of looked up like nostalgia time.
Less than a minute to go. No timeouts remaining. Berwick is leading 14-7, but Shamokin has the ball. If a game can be boiled down to one crucial moment, this is it.
Shamokin in desperate straits. The pitches to Ritchie. He's going to throw the football back to Stamets. It hangs up in the air. B.J. Hayes picks it up at the 15. And B.J. Hayes down to the 3-yard line.
The state playoffs are just around the corner.
This simple outside says inside you'll find a lasting commitment to performance. The Intel 486DX2 processor. Power for today's hottest software. And the Intel Pentium processor for the next generation of compatible power. That's Intel, the computer inside.
Difficult decision at first. But over time, it gets a lot easier to live with. Acura. Some things are worth the price.
Suddenly, a frightening new face in Russia. Vladimir Zhirinovsky says he'll raise Russia from its knees. Who is this man? You'll meet him on Day 1, Monday at 8, 7 Central.
Want more cheesesteaks for your cheesy need? Oh, some Gringos cheese sums, please. Once you pop, you just can't stop the fun. The cheesy taste is so yum.
Now more cheesy flavor, the kind of cheese you're gonna savor.
So grab yourself some cheesiness, not the busted pieces and greasiness. So put a can in your hand and check it out. The cheesy taste will knock you out.
Gringos cheese and flavor, the kind of cheese you're gonna savor.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
This week, save big money at Acme on all your holiday meals, like Cook's Super Trim Smoked Ham, just 88 cents a pound. Our famous Lancaster brand 80% lean ground beef, only $1.58 per pound. 1/8-inch trim sirloin steak, just $1.99 per pound. And large farm-raised tiger shrimp are a low $4.99 a pound. This week at Acme.
Happy holidays, Acme style.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer for The Money Store. Even if your credit is less than perfect, you can still refinance your first mortgage at today's low fixed rates. That's because The Money Store looks at your total credit picture and won't automatically disqualify you for late payments. At The Money Store, you can apply by phone and there's no application fee. So if you want to refinance at today's low rates, even if your credit isn't perfect, call 1-800-LOAN-YES. The Money Store, where America goes for money.
Everybody make contact. We're in a good field position, right at the back. Bow your heads.
What a matchup we have here today. Berwick at 13-0, Allentown Central Catholic at 12-0.
A lot of people around the state feel that this is the state championship game right here. Whichever team wins this ball game this afternoon should go on to beat the team from the West.
When I was about 7 or 8 is when I really started going to the Berwick games and watching them and wanting to be out there and playing. Sometimes I don't even think it's like real yet, you know?
We should note that Pecorelli is back in the lineup and he is starting at a wide out. Robbins goes for Pecorelli right away. His second completion.
This is his last chance, you know. So he's out there. He's doing, you know, what he wants to do.
The effort is there. It's the Mike Kaufman, you know, the 170-pound nose guard, and Ryan Wolf, the 180-pound tackle. People that are a little, you would think, undersized for their positions. And this is their time to shine.
Cramsey to throw. Cramsey is sacked. There's Kaufman. Kaufman, the nose guard. Look at this kid, 5'9". He's listed at 180, but there's no way he's 180 pounds. He's more like 165. He's 180 soaking wet with his uniform on.
But the Bulldogs' sacks couldn't keep Allentown from scoring in the first half.
John, this is something that Berwick did not want to give Allentown Central Catholic early on, and that is momentum.
As they walk to their underground locker room, the playing field in Berwick seems a long way off.
Some people get them in a history class, some get them in an algebra class. Here's my classroom, this field. I get them walking in these doors. I see them in the heat of battle. I see them crying. I see them happy, cheering, smiling. So when that becomes no fun anymore, then I get out of it. Because I've had great experiences in this game, and I wouldn't want to remember it any other way. I don't know what I do. I've never done anything else, but I guess I would be a grandfather, be a full-time grandpa.
He's going to stay until he's a broken down old man. Yeah, he's not going nowhere. He's strictly football to his last days.
And how about you?
It's time to be right with him. He goes, the cat goes. He stays, the cat stays. Now, I idolized the man.
I love these kids, so they know that, okay? When it comes time for someone to go to bat for those youngsters, when their season's over, I even work harder for those kids.
Let's show you what we saw a couple of seconds ago. Robbins is complaining of his stiff back. They worked on him here at the sidelines. We'll see what happens.
What few in the stands realize is how difficult it's been to keep the team together. 8 players have been visiting the clinic a day.
Well, there's the Berwick towel man trying to get the crowd pumped up here, and
Berwick has a towel man?
Yeah, they've got all kinds of men that try to get the crowd going. The siren man's been quiet here this afternoon.
The siren man wasn't allowed to bring his siren into the stadium, but there haven't been many opportunities to use it anyway.
You know, I was watching the faces of the Berwick players. They are more concerned, more trouble than I've ever seen them.
After holding the lead briefly in the third quarter, the Bulldogs couldn't rally long enough to stay there.
Robbins rolls right and throws. Incomplete. Central Catholic takes over on downs.
And there you see the celebration for Central Catholic.
They have ended Berwick's 28-game winning streak.
I'll tell you right now, man, I don't want one guy to walk out of here. Put your head down. We're proud of you. We're extremely proud of you. I know we're on your ass all year. Hey, what the hell? You know, that's the way we coach. Hey, we got away from us. In your lifetime, things are going to get away from you. You know the mark of a winner? You bounce back. Okay, you learn something from this darn thing. You bounce back. I'm sure the plays that weren't made will be talked about forever, but I don't want our kids to dwell on that. Yeah. My big job right now is to get these youngsters to realize that, hey, it's a game. It's only a game.
For the first time in 28 games, the Dogs' locker room back in Berwick is quiet.
There's another saying that says, winning shows something of a man's character. Losing shows all of it. In the long run, we're going to be better for it. We've got to start all over again.
We'll be back with a final note in a moment.
It took a lot more than tough cowboys to win the West. Lady Stetson, the spirit of the West, the power of a woman. Lady Stetson, it's how the West was won.
The germs that cause bad breath. It fights plaque. It battles the gum infection, gingivitis. It's Listerine antiseptic. It's there to protect you.
To build a safe, roomy, technologically innovative Mercedes-Benz for under $30,000, you have to make a few changes. Of course, there are some things we would never change. Introducing the Mercedes-Benz C-Class.
I prefer my coffee smooth.
I like it more robust.
Introducing the new Braun Flavor Select, with a unique brewing system that lets you adjust from mild to more robust. The new Braun Flavor Select, for coffee, just the way you like it.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls, turtles, bunnies, and a Chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
Available at CVS, Revco, Woolworth, and Ames. Makes a great gift.
Are you pregnant or thinking about starting a family? Prenatal care is one of the most important gifts you can give your baby. Preventive prenatal care can identify the possibility of low birth weight so complications can be avoided. Remember, nothing is more important than the health of your baby. Call your health care provider for an appointment today or call Pennsylvania's Maternal Child Health Outreach Program. 1-800-986-BABY.
That's our report for tonight. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
How about them dogs?
Nightline is a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source.